Hey guys, it's Roger Shultz, and of course my assistant coach Miriam, and we're here at the grocery store today to show you why it's important to eat your fruits and vegetables when trying to lose weight and also maintain a good weight. So of course, when you come to the grocery store, the most important thing if you always hear this, is stay on the outside of the store. All the processed stuff is in the middle. And if you go through your grocery stores, you'll probably notice that. So today as we walk in, of course we're walking in the produce section of the grocery store, and we're going to point out some things to you that we think can help you on your journey for our game plan to what? Eat less, move more, and stick to your goals. And we're going to help you with that today. We're looking at some items that you can incorporate into your diet to help you be successful in your weight loss and also in maintaining your goal. And it's, you know what? It's fun. It's the opportunity to be creative because there's a lot. We're going to introduce you to a lot of things and mix and match. And really, you can be creative when trying to cook a healthy dinner. And you know what? It doesn't take you as long as you think it does, and it's also not as expensive as you think it is. Most people think it's expensive to eat healthy, and it's hard to prepare.
Well, Roger, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
We are here in the produce section, and like Roger said, this is an important part for losing weight. In fact, I think you've been saying before how few calories actually fruits and vegetables give to us, right?
Yeah, it is amazing because but not only and we talk about calories all the time, not only is the smaller amount of calories in the fruits and vegetables, but it also curbs your appetite for sweet. If you're really craving something sweet, eat an orange. And listen, here's the most important thing. If you get anything from what we're going to tell you today, it's this. If it comes from Mother Nature, it's good. Bottom line, if you can grow it and it eats grass, it's good for you.
Well, another way to look at that is to say that variety is very important. And here in the produce section, what a better place to see than all the pretty colors that we get from nature. We've got a lot of different colors here in the produce, and that's one thing we want to stress. When you're eating fruits and vegetables, be sure you get that variety. So whether you go with the greens, go with deep green, go with different shades of green. When you go to reds, go with different shades of reds. But of every color in the rainbow, try to think of a vegetable or a fruit and get that color in your diet.
Eat the rainbow. Eat the rainbow. It's that simple. We chasing rainbows all along looking for that pot of gold. You know what's in the pot of that gold? A nice bowl of fruit.
Of different colors.
Of different colors. That's what's at the end of the rainbow. That's your goal. That's what's going to make you successful. So you got to eat the colors. And it is good. And it is fun to mix and match and have fun. And we're going to show you some of these foods that, one, I think are great for you, and little tips that you can help prepare to be successful in your weight loss.
Exactly. For instance, look at these bell peppers.
This is a great item right here. Look here. Perfect. We call this the traffic light. Red, yellow, green. You know what it means. It's all good for you. Slice this up. But you know what's even better about this is when we talk about making foods convenient and be able to eat on the run, you can actually cut this up, stick it in a Ziploc bag, and have it in the refrigerator. So when you come home, you can just, if you're cooking a piece of chicken or some meat, throw those vegetables in there. They're already cut. It takes you a little time to cut them. Boom, and you have your meal. Do it on Sunday. Find a time when you can kind of prepare and cut, and it makes it easy. And this is so nutritious and refreshing, and that's the key you get from things from this aisle, is it's very nutritious.
Another nice thing about pre-cutting is that sometimes in the grocery store you'll be able to find things that are already prepared for you, such as the salad packages.
Like these apples. Apples. Apples are good. These apples are already cut for you. If you don't want to cut an apple, you know how hard it is to cut apples? Right here.
That's right.
Dip it in peanut butter.
You notice you said peanut butter and not caramel syrup.
Or chocolate.
Or chocolate.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. But if you are craving a chocolate or a sweet, this is another solution, because by just dipping a little bit and putting it in your mouth, you do get that sweet flavor, but the majority of the food is that fresh apple that you're getting. So the different color apples are a great source of different nutrients.
And it has the skin on it where the fiber is.
Right, and that'll help you fill up.
Yep, it sure will.
Another thing that we see in the produce is often we see that as the very first place to go in the grocery store. And that's because we have so many pretty selections here, and it starts your memory of what you need to be serving. Now, keeping that in mind, we would suggest to bring a grocery list because, as you can see, in a produce section, you could get carried away with buying a lot of things, and it could end up being expensive. But with just a little pre-planning, it's not expensive at all.
But you know what? It's not so bad to fill up on this stuff, because then later when you go through the middle aisles, your cart's full, and you won't be throwing all that crap in your cart. That's the key. Well, it's the truth.
That's right.
Let's fill it up right here, and then hey, you can do your shopping right here in 20 feet. Get it done and let's go.
Another tip-saving idea in the produce section is instead of buying the whole bag of apples, if you're in a small family, buy just a few apples. Apples of different colors, again, will give you the different nutrients that we're talking about in the rainbow.
Yeah, and what's interesting too, and I run across this a lot, is people always tell me the downside of buying fruit is that, oh, it spoils before I have a chance to eat it. Be conscious of what you're buying, and know that, and plan your meals out, and you know that you're going to eat your apples or your bananas, you know, within that certain time period once you buy them, you know, and that will make you eat them. That's what I do. When I buy them, I feel like I've got to eat them so they do not spoil.
Right.
And so you can turn a negative into a positive.
You know, another way to handle that same thing about buying the fresh produce is that at the beginning of the week, your menu could have your fresh produce listed, whereas at the end of the week, perhaps then you're going to your frozen or even your canned products, making sure that you still get a variety in.
And like Miriam said, it is important to get your vegetables in, whether it's a fresh vegetable or out of a can or frozen vegetable. But you got to make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables, because it is so important to that diet to maintain weight loss and to maintain a healthy lifestyle because of the nutrients involved in the foods. And I find it really easy to cook with the canned and the frozen food. It's just it's easy. It's right there, boom. And then sometimes, you know, everybody looks at, hey, canned or frozen, or what. Hey, get the vegetables in. Doesn't matter where it comes from. If it's fresh, make sure you're getting them, because really the argument is nobody's eating enough fruits and vegetables. And I find too is I gravitate towards the frozen, because I was told somewhere that they flash freeze them as soon as they pick them, so they may have a little bit more nutritional value in them. Who knows? But I like to use them because it is easy when you're talking about having food readily available to cook immediately. The frozen is a good option.
You know, Roger, a lot of times we hear people say, I don't know what to do with the fruits and vegetables when I get home. I don't have any good recipe ideas. Sometimes in the produce section you can find recipe cards that will help you decide what to do with those fruits and vegetables. So by looking in your produce, for an example, this recipe card is talking about tomatoes, and it's a great way to use tomatoes. Just look around in your produce section and you can find that. The challenge is, don't be afraid to try something new. You can buy it in small enough quantities to experiment.
Use your imagination.
You might find something you really like.
Carrots are a great snack. Grab you some carrots. You get the crunchy little biting feeling. They're fresh. Perfect. 35 calories for 11 of these little babies. And that'll, you know how you always walk by the refrigerator open, seeing what you can eat? Put you some of these in there. Grab you some of these little baby carrots. Baby carrots love to be eaten, and I love to eat them. Let's get them. Come on.
One of the foods that has received a lot of talk about lately has been the blueberries. Blueberries are being touted as being very healthy, and it is important.
Antioxidants. That's the key word. Antioxidants.
That's right.
Blueberries are an outstanding addition to any diet. One thing you can be creative with these blueberries. You can make whole wheat pancakes and put the blueberries in there. It's good. But a thing I really like to do is I like to go and get a Greek yogurt, put these blueberries in it, and mash them up. Because then you get your mashing effect done, which is good. Everybody likes to mash things. Don't mash your potatoes. Mash your blueberries in some yogurt and eat it. It's a delicious treat, and you'll be surprised how good it tastes.
But it's not just the blueberries. It's the color. Think about the color. You're looking for foods that are colorful. Yeah. Oh, look. Blue and orange, Roger.
Oh, what color does... Hey, how about that? Let's go find some crimson food. Hey, another great alternative that I found in this aisle that for you guys that are watching weight, we talk about calories, is this right